All right, I'm on overtime right now with this live show shit. We're going right into we're going to the story of Russell Tyrone Jones, who was better known by his stage name Old Dirty Bastard, often abbreviated as ODB, was an American rapper. He was one of the founding members of the Wu-Tang Clan. That's WU. That's Wu Tang Clan, a rap group that was primarily from Staten Island, New York City, which rose to mainstream prominence with its 1993 debut album, Into the Wu Tang, 36 Chambers. It's been released since late 1993. His professional success was hampered by frequent legal troubles, including incarceration. He died on late 2004 of an accidental drug overdose, 2 days before his 36th birthday. 2 days before his 36th birthday, he died of an overdose. Old Dirty Bastard was noted for his outrageously profane, free associative rhymes delivered in a distinctive, half-rapped, half-sung style. His stage name was derived from the 1980 Chinese martial arts film Old Dirty Bastard and Old Dirty and the Bastard. That's what his name is. It was a film called Old Dirty and the Bastard. It was also called an old kung fu master that was starring Wen Xiao Tian. According to fellow Wu-Tang Clan member Method Man, Old Dirty Bastard's name, Old Dirty Bastard's name came from like I don't know about the name. See, let me tell you about this shit. Old Dirty Bastard's name was also a reference to the unique nature of his rapping, and specifically the fact there ain't no father in his style. There ain't no father in his style. Let's go through this shit here. Russell Tyrone Jones was born on November 15th, 1968, in the Fort Greene section of Brooklyn, New York City. See, the original 50 Cent, Kelvin Martin, was from there. Okay, he was from there. So he Jones and his cousins, Robert Diggs, who had to be the RZA, and Gary Grice, who was known as the Jizza, shared a taste for rap music and martial arts style movies like you call them, like martial arts style movies. Jones, Diggs, and Grice, later known as the Old Dirty Bastard, RZA and Jizza, respectively, they formed the group called the Force of the Imperial Master, which became known as the All Together Now. Was known as the was it and All Together Now after their successful underground single of the same name. They eventually added six more members to their group, calling it the Wu Tang Clan. Well, yeah, now yeah, some old guy said Wu Tang style or something. So the group had released their debut album that was in like November 9th, 1993. I think it was called Enter the uh the Wu Tang, Enter the Wu Tang 36 Chambers, receiving notable commercial and critical success there. So Old Dirty Bastard's solo career started to begin in March 28th, 1995, That's prior to Tupac Shakur being locked up for the sexual assault in illegally carrying a pistol. But at the age of 26, ODB's first solo album, ODB's first solo album that he done with the Wu Tang, which he did on his own. It's called Return to the 36. It's called Return to the 36 Chambers. He did this on his own, the dirty version. It spawned the hit singles. It spawned some hit singles like he did spawn them. It's called Brooklyn Zoo and Shimmy Shimmy Yeah, which helped propel the album to platinum status. The album's sound was noted by several music writers as being as raw and gritty, quote unquote, as 36 Chambers with RZA and the Fourth Disciple. That's the Fourth Disciple, had to be Selwyn Bugard. That guy is producing beats of an even more minimalist and stripped down style. Yeah, the stripped down style than on the group's debut album in the same year. Old Dirty Bastard. He collaborated. He collaborated with the Queen of Christmas herself, Mariah Carey. The Queen of Christmas. She's like the R&B legend. Okay, that was for the remix version of her original single, Fantasy. But it was around the time that Old Dirty Bastard gained notoriety when as he was profiled for an MTV biography. He took two of his three children. One of them he took with him was Little Dirty Bastard, was Little Dirty Bastard, or Young Dirty Bastard, to a New York State welfare office to cash a $375 welfare check and received food stamps while his latest album was still in the top 10 of the US charts. The entire incident was filmed by an MTV camera crew. An MTV camera crew and was broadcast nationwide. Although he had recently received a $45,000 cash advance for his first solo album, and was earning a cut of the profits from the Wu Tang Clan's debut album. Wu Tang Clan's debut album. Uh, mind you, Old Dirty Bastard was still listed as eligible for welfare and food stamps due to the fact that he had not yet filed his taxes for the current year. The current year, his caseworker had revoked the caseworker of his. No, he the caseworker. I don't know who that caseworker is. That caseworker had started revoking his eligibility after seeing the MTV segment. The caseworker was pissed. The caseworker was about to start revoking uh Dirty's eligibility after he saw the MTV segment with him taking his kids with him to the welfare office. And the incident was so presented by the critics of welfare as representative of the allegedly widespread abuse and fraud that led to the significant welfare reforms reenacted in 1996. In 1997, Old Dirty Bastard appeared on Wu-Tang Clan's second and most commercially successful work, the double album Wu-Tang Forever. It's a double CD. It was a double CD that's been out since uh June 3rd of 1997. It's a double CD. It was a double CD. It's a double album. I bump that shit. I bump the shits to this day. You know what I'm saying? I bump them shits to this day. Dirty had fewer appearances on this album than the group's debut. The group's debut contributing to one solo track. It's called Dog Shit. It's called Dog Shit. I heard that song though. I bumped that song to this day. I bumped them shits to this day. Like I listen to that on my phone. I might just go back. I might get out. I might just get out the house on I might get out here on Saturday and go uptown and I'll you know what I mean. And when I leave uptown and go back home and I'll go bump that the Wu Tang Forever album. I was like we had 18 tracks. That's double CD. So I bumped them shits to this day, bro. It's a 1997 album. Contributing one solo track is called Dog Shit. Oh, boy, all takes together, bitch. Those three verses, those three verses had done was of his called Maria, Reunited, Heaters, Heaters. It has Z on the end of Heaters. One hook, one hook, one hook was already been mentioned. Is called as high as Wu Tang get. Called as high as Wu Tang. It says as high as Wu Tang get, and a spoken introduction refrain is called Triumph. Old Dirty Bastard, Russell Jones, it's all the same. He just said this in the beginning of Triumph. He's like the Osiris of the shit. He was like the Osiris of the shit. He's like the modern day. He's like hip hop's version of Osiris. He's like a modern day Osiris of the rap shit. Know what I'm saying? That's all been done until in early of 1990 until early 1998, February of 1998, until I knew Old Dirty Bastard. He witnessed a car accident. That's what he's witnessing. He's witnessing a car accident that was from his window of his recording studio in Brooklyn, New York. He and a friend ran to the accident scene. This was especially he and a friend that knew him for years. They ran to the scene where the accident was at, and organizing a dozen onlookers, who assisted in lifting the 1996 Ford Mustang. What's a Ford Mustang? A 1996 Ford Mustang car by rescuing a child who had to be a 4-year-old girl, a child that was from the wreckage when that car is ready to explode and go into a blaze. The girl, she was taken to a local hospital with second degree burns. That's right. She was taken to a hospital. She was taken to a hospital with first and second degree burns. But Using a false name, Old Dirty Bastard visited the girl who he had rescued, who who assisted those people to rescue from the wreckage. You know what I mean? It was a wrecked Ford Mustang. It was a Ford Mustang. It was a 1996 Ford Mustang. It's a vehicle that was about to be destroyed, about to be totaled. He visited the girl in the hospital frequently until he was spotted by the members of the media. The members of the media had to follow him to the hospital room of this girl that he assisted and helped a couple of people rescue from that wrecked vehicle. The evening, the evening, the evening following the traffic accident, Old Dirty Bastard rushed on stage. He started rushing on stage unexpectedly, unexpectedly as this guy. I never get a chance to never mentioned about this guy in a familiar way, but I heard this guy. This is this woman. Wait, wait, who was let me get this name. Oh God, Sean Coleman. This woman. Oh fuck, fuck no. Old Dirty Bastard just rushed on stage unexpectedly as 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 this white bitch showed up on and took the stage to give her a acceptance speech for Song of the Year. Sean Coben? How fuck he get mad over a white girl? A white bitch. You know what I'm saying? Let me explain this shit. Old Dirty Bastard rushed on to the stage unexpectedly as this white woman named Sean Coben. Named Sean Coben took the stage. Sean Coben, who had took the stage to give her acceptance speech for Song of the Year, or Song of the Year at the 1998 Grammy Awards. And he announced that he had recently purchased expensive clothes in anticipation of winning the Grammy Award for the best rap album of the year. That he lost to Sean John Combs, aka Puff Daddy, or before he became P Diddy, or at least Diddy. Well, Love is what he called. I mean, why change his name to Love? Why do you change his? Well, he call himself Love now. See, Sean Combs, he calls himself Love now. His real middle name is fucking John. His real fucking name is his fucking real last name is his real motherfucking middle name is John. Why call himself Love legally? His real name always will be Sean John. It will be Sean John Combs for a reason. Also, he calls himself Sean Love Combs. Valentino hates that when when Diddy changed his name from John to Love. Stupid. Real fucking stupid. This guy lost to Sean Combs. Well, he was Puffy or Puff Daddy back then. As Old Dirty Bastard took the stage to a round of applause, he started asking the audience, please calm down. The music and everything. It's nice that I went and bought me an outfit today that costed a lot of money today. You know what I mean? Cause I figured that Wu Tang was gonna win. Wu Tang was gonna win. I don't know how you all see it, but when it comes to children, when it comes to children, Wu Tang is for the children. That's what we said. Wu Tang is for the children. We teach the children. You know what I mean? Puffy is good, but Wu Tang is the best. Okay, I want you all to know that this is ODB, and I love you. And I love you all. Peace, quote unquote. The incident was widely covered in the media. In the media, the morning after the Grammy Awards, he appeared on the Howard Stern radio show to discuss the incident that happened in the 90s. But in 1999, Old Dirty Bastard wrote and recorded his second studio album. It was like, oh, is that what you named it? Nigga, please. Between jail sentences, and all that, the album received notable commercial success. Although it kind of failed to parallel the critical praise of his debut. This release included the single "Got Your Money," that he did with what's her name, which see the single that single which have garnered worldwide chart success. The song was produced by the Neptunes. It was produced by the Neptunes and featured chorus vocals by R&B singer Khalees. That's Khalees. Uh, who was Nas's ex-wife at the time? That's Khalees. She got featured on that song. I heard her voice. I hear her voice when she was blowing up in the music scene. When she was blowing up in the music scene. Long before Milkshake that brings all the boys to the yard. You know what I'm saying? That happened in 1999. But in the same year, he was paid $30,000. He was paid $30,000 to appear on the Insane Clown Posse's fifth studio album. It was called The Amazing Jekyll Brothers. I bumped that shit. I bumped that shit like previously. Hear the song. They had a song that was that was in there. That was in ICP's album. By completing his track in like 2 days, his recording consisted of his rambling about bitches. Insane Clown Posse, we recorded the track and we edited Old Dirty Bastards vocals in order to form four rhymes out of his rambling titling the song bitches. Goddamn, why you do a song about women? Shit, why you do a song about women? Fuck, you start calling them bitches and hoes and sluts. But in 2001, with Old Dirty Bastard, yeah, he's in jail again for the crack cocaine possession of crack cocaine. But his record label, Electro Records, well, Sylvia Rone and them have already I've never even known any of this shit. Electra, I think it was Paul Rickholt and Jack Holzman. They found it. It got owned. It got owned by Warner Music Group. It used to be founded in the 1950s at that time, long before it got purchased by Warner. Elektra, that's where Warner Music Group had purchased and owned, made the decision to release a greatest hits album, the greatest hits album that was despite there 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 being only two albums that was in his back catalog in order to both end their contract with the artist, see below section, and to profit from the publicly generated by his legal troubles after the contract with Elektra was terminated. The label D3 Records, that's what ICP was working for, released the album. It's called The Trials and Tribulations of Russell Jones. This was already coming out. It came out in 2002. It composed of tracks compiled with Old Dirty Bastard's input. But in 2003, the day he was released, the day he was released from prison, Old Dirty Bastard signed a contract with Rockefeller Records. That's a record label. It was founded by the guys who already ran it. Sean Carter, who's known as Jay Z, Damon Dash, and Kareem Burke, who's also known as Biggs. They founded this. See, Rockefeller Records has been around since 1994. It's been out since '94. So it was a record label that was no longer in business anymore. So that was before it became Rock Nation and all that shit. Yeah, yeah, old dirty bastard. Yeah, old dirty bastard signed a contract with Rockefeller Records that was founded by Sean Carter, Damon Dash, and Kareem Burke. When he is when dirty bastard is living with his mother at the time, but he's living in the house. He's living with his mother at the time. He was living in his mother's house during also under the house arrest, and he was with a court ordered probation that he was going to do. He used his criminal record to title his BH1 special. His BH1 special was called "The Inside Out Old Dirty Bastard on Parole." He also managed to record his third album, A Sun Unique, A Sun Unique, which was originally scheduled to be released through the Dame Dash Music Group, as ran by Damon Anthony Dash, who was a co-founder of Rockefeller along with Jay Z and Kareem Bigsburg. In 2004, as of 2020, 2020. However, that was before COVID-19. Before COVID-19. However, however, the album has never been released in physical form. In October 2004, 1 month before his death, his last collaboration was with John B. With John B. It had to be Jonathan David Buck. It was on the track every time. It's from the album Stronger. It's from the album Stronger Every Day. That was a John B album. That was a John B album that's been out in 2005. 5 months, 5 months after his death, he appeared posthumously. That's why he's appearing. He appeared posthumously on the song. It was called "Blah Blah Blah" by Brooke Valentine. I don't get it with the asses. Seriously, what's up with the asses, man? All you do is start twerking. Those two women twerking and shaking their asses. Looks like it's become some lesbian pussy tripping shit. But that song posthumously was from Brooke Valentine. That was on her debut album. It's called Chain Letter. That's her album here. Chain Letter. I'll show you this. Chain Letter. This is Brooke Valentine's album. Her studio album is the only one that just came out like what March 15th of 2005. I did not even know that that album just came out. I never I never went and got that album. I was busy buying rap albums and shit around 2004 and 2005. Then 2006, that's left off. I used to go to record like I go to record stores and buy them shits. But on July 17th, 2004, Old Dirty Bastard had his second to last live performance. It was a live performance that he did. It was a live performance that was at the Rock the Bells Hip Hop Festival that was in San Bernardino, California, with the rest of the Wu Tang Clan, all the everybody in the Wu, rest of the Wu Tang Clan, all the members of the Wu, until July 18th. That was the next day. During the next day or the next night, uh, that he had his final performance. He had his last performance live, his live final performance that he did. His final live performance that he did was at the it was at it was in Garrettsville, Ohio. It was the gathering. It was at the gathering of the Juggalos. It was in Garrettsville, Ohio. In Garrettsville, Ohio, man. They had the gathering of the Juggalos tour that's put on by ICP and all of them. Until in August 2017 interview that was with Hot 97, Wu Tang Clan member RZA, who was ODB's cousin, know what I'm saying? Confirming that the new Wu Tang album is called The Saga Continues. Will continue. Well, it will contain unreleased vocals and unreleased material that was by Old Dirty Bastard. To celebrate Old Dirty Bastard's birthday, Intoxicated, from the unreleased album, A Sun Unique, was released as a single on November 15th of 2018. Until in 1993, there's legal issues that's happening with regarding Old Dirty Bastard. In 93, Old Dirty Bastard was convicted of second-degree assault for an attempted robbery, and in 1994, he was shot in the abdomen following an argument with another rapper. In 1997, he was arrested for failure to pay child support for three of his children. One was Russell Jones second, going to be YDB. I don't even know who his son was, but In 1998, he pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty to attempted assault on his wife, and was the victim of a home invasion robbery. A home invasion robbery at his girlfriend's house. His girlfriend's house. He was shot in the back and arm, but the wounds were superficial. In July 1998, in July of 1998, only days after being shot in a push-in robbery at his girlfriend's house in Brooklyn. Another woman that he broke into, whose house he broke into. He was arrested for shoplifting a pair of $50 shoes, $50 shoes from a sneaker stadium store. Believe me, I had worse. I well, believe me, I had worse back in the 2000s and the 2010s. Believe me, I had worse. I almost relate to what happens then, what happens back then. So yeah, he got arrested and charged with a misdemeanor. It's called shoplifting. That's gonna be some sort of a misdemeanor or something. That was kind of weird. See, he was arrested for shoplifting a pair of $50 shoes. Those shoes like worth $50. Why you want to steal a pair of shoes that cost $50? Pay for the motherfucking shoes. You got money? Pay for the motherfuckers. You got $100 bill? Pay for that motherfucker. Break that bitch off and pay for that motherfucker. Pay for them shoes. And then the $100 bill get broken off into some 20s in. Yeah, he got arrested. He was arrested for stealing a pair of shoes. Uh, Shoplifting means it's stealing a pair of shoes. This cost $50. That was from a sneaker stadium store. I think that was way in Virginia Beach. That was way in Virginia. Although he was carrying close to $500 in cash at the time, he was issued bench warrants. That shit happened to me back in 2010. But I was home. This was before I went back to court, like around September. All of a sudden, I know somebody handed me a bench warrant or something. That was from St. Bernard Parish courthouse in Chalmette. But there was issued a bench warrant, like one or two bench warrants, by the Virginia Beach Sheriff's Department to stand trial after he failed to appear in court numerous times. Numerous times. He was arrested for criminal threatening after a series of confrontations in Los Angeles, California. A few weeks later, and was then rearrested for some like what similar charges. Not long after that, during a traffic stop, yeah, the details of which remain clouded in multiple versions of events. He was arrested for attempted murder and criminal possession, criminal weapons. Also, criminal weapon possession. That's what called a criminal weapon possession that you got arrested for. That attempted murder. But the case was later dismissed. They later dismissed the case. So January 14th of 1999, shortly before the killing of a man named Amadou Diallo. Amadou Diallo. God damn. He was he was a Guinean student. He doesn't even have a pistol. Why would I kill a student who's why you want to kill a Guinean student? A young Guinean student. Shortly before the killing of Amadou Diallo, a young Guinean student who was like in his 20s, two officers from the street crimes unit fired 8 shots at Old Dirty Bastard and accused him of firing at. Yeah, they fired 8 shots at Old Dirty Bastard, and then they accused him of firing at them. Right back after they stopped his car in the Bed-Stuy area, the Bedford Stuyvesant area. Old Dirty Bastard was cleared by a grand jury, and insisted that the officers had been scared by his cellular phone. It wasn't even a fucking gun; it's a cell phone. Why you gonna get scared of a cell phone? These guys are some bitches. These cops are some bitches. No weapons or shell casings, besides those of the officers, were found in the vehicle near the scene. In February of that year, he was arrested for driving without a license, and for being a convicted felon wearing a bulletproof vest at the time. Somewhere happened that they shoot at him. He had to wear a bulletproof vest, but it was illegal for felons to own body armor. See, they don't see, it's a bad thing. The law doesn't want unarmed guys to wear bulletproof vests and all that bullshit. They want This law. They don't allow them to wear bulletproof vests. What the fuck are you gonna do? Let an innocent person die without a bulletproof vest? They saying it was illegal for felons to own body armor. But back in New York, weeks later, he was arrested. I mean, Old Dirty Bastard, man, he got arrested. He was arrested for drug possession. There's drug possession right there. There's crack cocaine again, you know, and for the traffic offenses with multiple cases in the past and present. He was arrested with marijuana. There's weed. There's weed right there, cannabis, and there's 20 vials of crack. Until October 2000, October 2000, he escaped from his court-mandated drug treatment facility, and he had spent 1 month as a fugitive. During his time on the run, he met with his cousin RZA and spent some time in their recording studio. He then appeared on stage at the Hammerstein Ballroom. That was the Manhattan Center in New York, drinking from a bottle at the record release party for the W. For the W. The third Wu Tang Clan album. It was in late November 2000. While still a fugitive, he was arrested outside of a South Philly McDonald's, South Philadelphia McDonald's restaurant that was at 29th and Gray's Ferry Avenue. After he drew a crowd while signing autographs. They were signing autographs, and he spent several days in a Philadelphia jail, and was later extradited to New York City, to New York City, to NYC. A Manhattan court, the Manhattan court sentenced him to like 2 to 4 years incarceration until he was released on parole on my 21st birthday. Which is May 1st, 2003. That was around the same year when Miss Elizabeth Hillette have died of an overdose. But in 2012, his FBI file was released to the public after a Freedom of Information Act request. It contains details of numerous crimes such as alleged connections to the three murders, a shootout with the NYPD, the New York City Police Department. Yeah, that's why I had to go speed. I gotta hurry up. The New York, the New York City Police Department, it was the NYPD, and the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. That's RICO investigation against the Wu-Tang Clan. Leading up to his death, Old Dirty Bastard's legal troubles and eccentric behavior made him something of a folk hero for a while. According to the New Yorker, writer Michael Ager, music writer Steve Huey wrote, "It was difficult. It was difficult for observers to tell whether Old Dirty Bastard's wildly erratic behavior was a result of serious drug problems or genuine mental instability." According to the Atlantic contributing editor and music biographer James Parker, he was a contributing editor and a music biographer. He said that Old Dirty Bastard had been diagnosed with was it bipolar disorder around 2003. When Old Dirty Bastard collapsed at approximately 4:35 Eastern Standard Time on November 13th, 2004, 2 days before his 36th birthday. 2 days before his 36th birthday, at his cousin Wizard's recording studio. It's called the 36 Chambers Records LLC on West 34th Street in New York City. In NYC, man, he was pronounced dead at the scene. His funeral was held at the Christian Cultural Center in Brooklyn, and he drew a crowd of thousands. The official cause of death was a drug overdose. An autopsy found a lethal mixture of cocaine and the prescription opioid called tramadol. The overdose was ruled accidental, and witnesses say that Old Dirty Bastard complained of chest pain on the day he died. On the day that he died, mourning the decline of Jones's mental health and physical health, his mental and physical health, Rizzo wrote on his 2009 book. His 2009 book is called The Tower of War. The Tower of War. He said, he read, it's all read here. It's all said, trust me, the man who became ODB, our son unique, a son unique, my cousin. He was a scientist and a minor prophet. People may not know this from the outrageous character he played, but ODB was a visionary. But he decayed. He lost that vision from the time they put him in jail. They put him in jail to all the drugs he was doing, to all the stress he went through with his family. With his family, it took away his ability to see. And this night, he sat there and looked me in the eye and said, "Riza, I don't understand now. I know that right there, right when he said that, we lost him. We lost him. 8 hours later, ODB was gone." There's this discography, man. From they got all the stuff, studio albums, all the shit that's already been out. See, all that from Return to the 36 Chambers to a Son Unique. Yeah, he won Grammys. He won Grammys and shit. He was nominated for those Grammys between 1996 and 1999. He had studio albums that was out from 1995 all the way to 2005. So that was about it, man. Shit. I think that was about it. I'm about to be finished with this shit. So about to go watch off the script. Uh, I got other things to do. I got something to do here. Hold on. About to take some sort of a hiatus right about now. We'll see you guys on the 22nd, and I'm gonna take you into the birthday celebration of Gerald Tyrus Gerald Himes. You know him as Big Psych. As Big Psych. He was a member of this guy was a member of this 1990s group Thug Life. He was in this 1990s group Thug Life. So rated R, Macadocious, Mac 10, Yanni Stokes, Yanni Stokes, uh, Moprim Shakur, his stepbrother, and Big Psych. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, all the guys in Thug Life, stay tuned for. I'm gonna see y'all back in the studio on the 22nd for the birthday celebration of Big Psych. You know, you see him with rated R Macadocious, rated R Macadocious, Moprim Shakur, Mac 10. So not Mac 10 from Inglewood. That guy's blood. Not Mac 10. Not Mac 10 from Inglewood. He was in West Side Connection. I'll talk about the other guy, the other Mac 10. So it only happens when you had to give it up for something. You always do something for better and you do it for the worse. And first of all, see you on the 22nd for Big Psych. For Big Psych. This this uh this goes out into the memory of Russell Jones, Russell Tyrone Jones. That's what his name, Russell Tyrone Jones, aka old dirty bastard. November 15th, 1968. November 13th, 2004. Rest in peace, old dirty bastard. Your kids, yeah, your children, your children missed you. Your kids missed you, man. Your whole family missed you. You will be remembered as one of the greatest rappers of all time.